sow. It's a seed we sow, because our sowing seed puts us in control, right? Our harvesting, we're at the mercy, we're at the disposition, we're at the control of someone else, you know. But when we sow seed, then we begin to determine the direction, the trajectory of our life. We begin to determine the direction and the trajectory of our life. You know, when we sow seed, we are determining our tomorrow. We're beginning to create, design the future that we want, right? We don't, by harvesting, you are not doing anything. You are, harvest is as much as a reaction. When you sow seed, you are responding. You are being proactive, right? You are futuristic, right? You are intentional, right? Because you are designing your tomorrow when you sow seed, as against when all you're doing is harvesting, you know. So this quote by William Hutto Award says, "Judge each day not by the harvest you reap, but by the seed you plant, by the direction you are giving to your life, right? By the direction that you're giving to your life. Don't judge your life by the wind that comes. Judge your life by the sail, the direction, the sail the way you are directing your sail to harness the wind of life, right? It's not the wind that is important, it's your sail. What are you doing with your sail? How are you adjusting your sail? Because that will determine, you know, the direction of that you go. And that will keep you from being at the mercy, you know, of the wind, right? So you don't judge life by the wind, you judge life by the sail, right? The direction, your handling of the sail, right? So, and that's going to be an overriding, you know, quote, you know, it's wisdom, you know, as we talk about good life in the workplace, right? You know, another take quote, you know, taken from the book says, "We may not always get to choose what we do for a living." Something, you know, I know we all have those big desires, you know. It's just like, it's good to make plans, you know. It's good to make plans, but you know, as a great field marshal once said, you know, he said, you know, great plans, you know, but they don't go beyond the first touch, the first impact at the war front. Because it's good to have plans, but then when you get to reality, you need to be ready to make adjustments, you know, to fit in to the reality on ground. It's just like we talk about investment. We say yesterday's investment yesterday's profit does not guarantee today or tomorrow's results, right? They're an indication of what can be, you know, but you have to always be ready to make adjustments to reality, the realities you meet in the real world, right? You have to be ready to adjust your sail to the wind that you meet when you start sailing. You know, you could have you seen all the forecasts about the wind, you know, but you don't leave and be stuck in the past, right? When you get your boat out, you have to be brutally honest with the wind that you're seeing and adjust your sail to be able to handle the wind that you're seeing, not the wind that was forecasted, right? So we may not always get to choose what we do for a living, but making work for us may be more possible than we think. Making work for us, making work for us. That means that it's possible that work will not work for us. It's possible. You know, I got back from cross posting in 2016, and I got back to an hostile, harsh environment where some people thought because they had positions, they could clip my wings. You know, unfortunately for me, there were people I trusted. So I did not catch what they were doing immediately. In my trust, I was very innocent. I even thought it was someone else that was doing it, whereas the person that was using that person was supposed to be my friend, right? But I could not adjust because I trusted him, and I could not see him doing that, right? This is 8 years after, and I see clearly. And I call that person a devil incarnate, a devil devil, devil incarnate, for the way his mind is that dark. Sorry, but I was just talking 2 days ago on the WhatsApp chat, and I was saying, why does the person go to church? Because it's a devil. And I look back to years I've known the person, and this person has just been the same. And you have people like that in the workplace who are just about themselves, who just want to lord it over you. They've got positions that they want every other person to be subservient to them. They want to control every other person's life. They want to fit every other person into their small box. Because they are small in their mind, they see every other person as a contender to their strength. These are the first people that are going to blame politicians and say politicians are not doing well. But in their small little authority, small little position they're giving to them, they are worse than the politicians. Worse than the politicians. Worse than the politicians. Right? And those might be the same people that you have to work with. And I'm going to tell you from my experience, you can still overcome in the midst of that. I didn't do well when in 2016 to 2018, I didn't do well because he hit me the wrong way. You know, I was expecting that this would be my friends. You know, I'm just coming from a place I worked foreign. And when I was foreign, I had all my guards on. I'm away from home. You come home and you think that you're home. You're supposed to be with people that help you, people that love you, people that are supposed to care for you. And those were the devils. Away from home, you had angels. Home, you are finding devils. Devils. I dare to call them devils. And this is in a public place. They will listen to it and hear it, or someone will tell them, you know, because it's true. They're devils, right? And that might be your case also. You might have to work with people like that, you know, that is possible to overcome. Right. I missed it. I didn't overcome. I went into depression in 2018 to 2020. In the midst of all of that, I was in depression. But you see, I missed it, but I learned. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to make the same mistake that I made. You can do better than I did. If I have to do it again, I'm going to do better because I've learned. I've gone through the stream of life. I gained wisdom by going through it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can do better than I did, right? So we may not always get to choose what we do for a living. That's one, you know. Maybe we do our part, we do our best, we go to school. You know, you read engineering, architecture, whatever it is that you read and you want to work. For different reasons, what the final work you get might not be exactly as you planned it. Sometimes the final work you get is what you planned, but the people are not what you were praying for, right? Like me, they're not what you were praying for. You enjoy the job, but you have to work among demons. And you need the money, you need the job, but you still have to. You can excel. There are ways to do it. You can excel, you know, even in such an environment, right? So again, Robert Waldinger and Max Hughes puts it this way: we may not always get to choose what we do for a living. We may not necessarily get to choose who we work with, but making work for us may be more possible than we think. Our job, our place is to make work for us. Our job, our place is to make the time we have been dealt work for us. It might not be in our position to choose the card that life deals us, but it is our place, it's our responsibility to make the card that life deals us work for us. No other person is going to do that for you. No other person is going to do that for us. It is our responsibility as human beings, put here by God, to use the card we have been dealt. Not the card we have not been dealt. Not the card we wanted to be dealt. But the card we were dealt, we have been dealt the cards in our hands to use it well. Nobody's going to give you another card. It's a card you have been dealt that will get you to the destined place you are supposed to go. It is a card you have been dealt that will get you to Canaan land. Don't be like the Israelites. They were always talking about the onions in Egypt. Those onions were not going to get them to the Canaan land. It was the cards they were dealt. It was a lack of water. It was the bitter water. It was the Red Sea. It was a difficulty. It was a lack of food. Those were the cards that were going to get them to Canaan land, not the onions, not the garlic they left in Egypt. Don't live in your past. Live in your present. Your past will not get you forward. Your present is what will get you forward. Everything that you don't have, you don't need. All that you need is what you have. The way to get to from where you are to where you're going is what you have, not what you don't have. Use what you have. That is what you need. What you don't have, you don't need. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. I shall not want. Another ancient wisdom, he says, godliness with contentment is great gain. Replace godliness with any other thing you want to put there. Workplace, a job, a leading, an environment, a situation of life with contentment is great gain. Contentment is a catalyst to help you get the best of that week you are in. Put it another way. Another ancient wisdom. The 10th commandment. Thou shalt not covet. Thou shalt not covet. Covetousness is idolatry. Covetousness is negative energy. Covetousness will disempower you, not empower you. Covetousness robs you, does not enrich you. Right? The way to make it in life, the way to overcome whatever circumstance of life you find yourself is not by coveting, is by being content with that which you have. Is by being content with that which you have. That which you have might not be what you want. It might not look like it, but that's what you have. Appreciate it, accept it, and make the best of it. Appreciate it, accept it, discover it, and make the best of it. Because you will not get what you want until you do that. Don't live your life always looking at your neighbor's garden. There's treasure. There are acres of diamond in your own garden. You just need to take care of it. You just need to take care of it. There are acres of diamond in your own garden. You just need to take care of it. You need to water it. You need to tend it. Your garden is better than your neighbor's. You have just not done your part to your garden. Do your part to your garden, and the riches, the blessedness of the garden will come forth. There's treasure in your garden, but it's hidden because you have not done your work.